So in this video, we are going to go through the process of creating a new user pool, which is basically, as the name suggests, a pool of users. All the users are in a swimming pool, and all of them are in one swimming pool. I guess that's how you think of it. But basically, a pool of users for a particular application. So let's create a user pool. Uh, Here we're not going to say federated identity providers. Federated identity providers is the thing that you use when you want to be like log in with Facebook, log in with Apple, log in with Google, etc. You can do that, and the information is available inside the Amplify documentation. But for our case, we're not going to do that. Okay, sign in options. So we're going to say that the guy is going to sign in with an email ID. Okay, by default, the password policy is a little bit stringent. It says 8 characters with minimum this and uppercase and lowercase. But my experience is that when I put so many restrictions, then you open up a massive security issue by people writing their password on a post-it note and sticking it to their computer. So don't do that. I mean, at least I'm not doing that. I'm just going to say 6 characters minimum, and none of these rules are there. Okay, multi-factor authentication. Let's just say no MFA right now. We're creating a simple thing. User account recovery. User will be recovering the account themselves and will be doing it via email. Let's hit next. User can register themselves, so that's good. Allow Cognito assisted verification and confirmation. Yeah, so if like the user needs to verify, I mean, at the time of login, the user will have to verify their email address. So we'll select this option because we asked for email as mandatory. This part we'll leave as standard. There are no other required attributes, but a lot of them can be selected. So we are just doing like a bare bones setup, right, for this article. Send email with SES. This is, as it says, recommended, but we won't go down that path. We'll just send email with Cognito for the sake of simplicity, so that we don't have one more thing to set up right now. Hit next. Let's give this a pool name. So we will call it Livefire Dev Test. Okay. We don't want to use the hosted UI because the whole point of what we are trying to do is to create our own UI using plain JavaScript. We need a client. A client is basically a web application that is going to talk to the Cognito user pool. So we are going to create a web application client. We'll give it a name. We'll call it web app or something like that. This part's important. Let's say don't generate a client secret. So we are not going to generate a client secret because we're going to talk to the Cognito user pool via JS. Okay, settings. Over here, we want to make sure that user password auth is selected. I don't think anything else is particularly important. There are a whole bunch of options. You can read through them, but I'm going to skip over them. That one's the only one that's actually important for us. Finally, hit next. I think this is just the review page. And finally, we say create user pool. Okay, user pool is created. There are 3 pieces of information that we care about now. The first one is this user pool ID. Okay. The second one is when we go to app integration, and over here we'll see our web app, and over here our web app is going to be given, and so the client ID of the web app, and you can copy that from here. And the third piece of information that we care about is what is the location of this user pool. So we can come to user pools, and over here you will see right in the URL, here's the location. So that's pretty much the 3 pieces of information that we care about, which we will be using in the next step. So that's how we create a Cognito user pool.